Welcome to Magic with Class. I am Jeremy Class, and I just want to give you a quick update on some news items going on in the Magic the Gathering world. First, I would like to tell all of you guys that I think the hype for Commander Legends has died down. I think that now prices will begin to rise with etched foils, extended arts, and some of the mythic rares and more popular legends in the rare slot. I think a lot of people were opening boxes in an attempt to resell, either to make a profit or to purchase more Commander Legends, and I think that has mostly stopped. I think that now the people who are purchasing Commander Legends, well, first of all, I don't think as many people are purchasing Commander Legends this week now that we're in the month of December as opposed to the previous week. I think that now the people who do purchase the product will be keeping it mostly for themselves, and I think there will be less reselling in the market. That means that the prices will start to rise. I think the etch foils, since they are the newest item on the block, the newest thing that they're trying, I think those prices will start to rise in the month of December going into January 2021. It's actually quite shocking to me that the price of etched foils were as low as they have been, actually. It's unusual that something brand new and something I think that's as cool and interesting as these etched foils have their prices very, very low. I kind of suspect that the price of the mythic reprints in the Commander Legends collector slot, I don't think those will go as high because, as I said in a previous video, there's a lot of duplication and collation issues. So a lot of the etched foils that were reprints from earlier Commander products, I don't think will go up too much. First of all, because they are reprints, so they have seen a printing prior to Commander Legends, but also you are guaranteed one in every collector pack. And I'm just talking about the reprints, the mythic reprints. You're guaranteed one in every pack. So I think that's going to keep and there's not that many either. It's not like they reprinted 200, 300 cards into that slot. The number of reprints in that slot it's a relatively small number. So I just don't think that we're going to see huge movement, especially with some of the less played dual color partner commanders. I do think obviously that there's going to be exceptions. Timna the Weaver and Thrasios, two of the most powerful and most popular two color partners. I think those will continue to rise. But some of the least popular ones, maybe a Carry Line Slinger, maybe Bruce, I think those will maybe not go down. I still think they will go up in the long term, but not the huge percentage increase I think the other ones are going to see. I also think that the price of extended arts is going to skyrocket. Extended arts are exclusive to the collector packs and collector boxes. You cannot get extended arts in regular draft boxes. You can get the etched foil in draft boxes, although it's like one per box. There are some boxes that have two, there are some boxes that have three. I don't think I've seen a box that had three foil etch cards in terms of the draft boxes, but I'm sure it's very possible. So I do think that extended foil mythics, no matter what the card is, even if the mythic is underplayed or undervalued, or the price is not particularly high. I think the foil extended arts, people are overestimating how many there are in the market. They're actually really hard to get, and I think those values will increase over some time. So like I would buy if I was like looking to purchase something at their lowest price. I would probably look to buy extended art cards, and I would look to buy some of the cheaper etched foils, especially if the commander is going to be particularly popular. So the mythic etch foils are a little pricey from the main set. So like Sakashima is already still pretty high. Um, you know, those types of cards are very high. But some of the rares, like maybe Krark the Thumbless and other foil etched rares that I think make really good commanders, I just don't think the prices are I think the prices can go higher. So if I was a person looking to pick up foil etched cards, I would say now is actually probably the best time before we see those prices inching and inching and inching up, as there are just less on the market. People keep the ones that they have. People won't be looking to sell as much. What I really wish they did is I wish they had made foil etch cards that are non-legendary creatures. Like I wish Jewel Lotus had gotten the etched foil treatment. I wish that Vampiric Tutor had gotten the foil treatment. I wish that Mana Drain had that beautiful foil treatment. Firstly, because the foils, even in Commander Legends, still do curl, and there are other problems with them. But also, I just think the art and the foiling is really amazing. They are subtle. The foiling process on them is subtle. You kind of have to kind of shake them, not shake them, but you kind of have to put them into the light a little in order to see the full effect. But they are beautiful. I'm wondering if they're gonna put foil etch cards into standard legal products. I don't think these are gonna replace regular foils, at least not in the short term, at least not in the next 5 years. Maybe down the line, when foil etch cards become the norm, they become more and more normal. We start seeing them in more and more products. I think maybe they will finally switch and make foil etch cards just regular foils. Someone had a really good idea on on a Facebook post that I saw, that they should put foil etch cards into just standard legal packs, and the cards that they put in there wouldn't be standard legal. They would just be kind of like the cards on the list, where you can get it in a draft booster. No, I'm sorry, you can get it in a set booster, and it is legal for limited, I believe, but it's not legal in standard. I think the foil etch cards would really show people that, yeah, this is a cool premium card that you can obtain, but I think the art would be different enough so that people wouldn't really confuse them as standard legal. It will be a great differentiation. So I'm looking forward to see what maybe Kaldheim and Strixhaven have. I don't think there will be foil etch cards in those products, although I could be wrong. Nothing has been officially revealed. But I think in about a year's time, so maybe at the end of 2021, going into 2022, the foil etch cards will become normalized and we will see them a lot more. I do think that Modern Horizons 2 may very well have the foil etch cards, and I do think that Time Spiral Remastered may also have them. I think that would be a really great product to put foil etch cards in, and that's a good transition into Time Spiral Remastered and what I think is going on there. On Arena, they just released Kaladesh Remastered. but it's not released in paper. I think one of the reasons why Kaldheim Remastered was just an arena exclusive thing was because Kaladesh was not that long ago, so they don't want to tank the values of those cards and that set by releasing into paper a set that's almost identical. Although, of course, it doesn't have certain cards. It doesn't have the cat from the copycat combo. It doesn't have Smuggler's Copter. So they did take a lot. They did take away some of the power in the set, but I think it's been so long since Time Spiral was released that I think a lot of the current Magic the Gathering audience just doesn't even know what Time Spiral is or what it's all about. So they actually did show some of the cards that have been spoiled for Time Spiral Remastered. They've already shown Path to Exile, Relentless Rats, and Chalice of the Void as cards that are going to be in Time Spiral Remastered. And I am actually very curious to see what other cards they throw in. Time Spiral was part of a 3 set block, so I guess they're gonna incorporate cards from all 3 sets and not just Time Spiral. I think they're also gonna do Future Sight and the other one as well. In other news, jumpstart cards have gotten another wave, so I think the price of some of the jumpstart cards is also going to decrease a little. I think a lot of the reason why those cards were expensive in the first place was just due to scarcity. Some of them are very powerful, like the All-Star Shepherd, the elf that turns all your elves into dinos, and the mono blue mill legendary creature, Bruvak, the advisor. I think he's also actually very powerful and makes an interesting commander. But some of the cards I think will see a decrease. A card that I think is going to only increase with time is the Phyrexian Swamp. There's a swamp in the Phyrexian deck with Sheoldred as well as the Mythic, and it only comes with one of these Phyrexian language swamps. So if you want to build a deck flavored around Phyrexia and you want that swamp, you want maybe 10 of that swamp to build your deck, I think it is going to be hard to obtain. I think for a while that card is going to continue to go up in value, which is weird because it's a basic land. But a lot of the basic lands in Jumpstart had very unique art. There's a dog art in one of the Jumpstart packs, and there's like a lightning themed art in one of them. So I really think that's kind of interesting that that Jumpstart has some really unique basic lands that are actually going for a decent amount of money. I do think they will eventually reprint all of those lands in other products though. So, I think in a few years the price of those cards will go down, but that is dependent on a reprint. But I think there will be a reprint of some of those very interesting basic lands. There's also going to be, so they already also started giving out codes for Magic the Gathering Arena for free so that you can get the Bob Ross art lands. So they already released the code to get the plane. So look online. I actually don't really remember what the code was offhand, but I think every day until no, not every day. I think over the next 2 weeks they're gonna release codes, but they're only redeemable until I think December 14th. So as soon as you see the codes online, I would quickly get the item because I think the lands are going to be exclusive because there's such a small window to obtain them in Magic the Gathering Arena. Obviously, they're also being released in paper as a secret lair. And I also did a video recently on the Bob Ross lands and kind of what I think about them. So go check out that video if you are wondering what I think the Bob Ross lands are all about. I actually have mixed reactions. I am a huge fan of Bob Ross. I really think his work not only is very amazing, but I think he was a great person. I used to watch The Joy of Painting all the time, not even because I wanted to learn how to paint, but because he just had such a calming demeanor that it really relaxed me. It was like ASMR. If you know what that is, ASMR is like relaxing noises that help you sleep or that calm you down if you're stressed. So I do like the collaboration between Magic the Gathering and Bob Ross. I know his estate did approve this collaboration. Would Bob Ross have collaborated with Wizards and Hasbro? I think he probably would have, as long as all the proceeds went to a charity. I also found out that he had done a crossover with the Chia Pets, Chia. So there's like a Bob Ross and Chia Pet collaboration, which I didn't know about until someone actually mentioned it. So that's pretty interesting. So I wish that the Bob Ross lands had been full art or that they were borderless or something of that nature to make them even more special, but I guess they wanted to just really feature that art, which is what really makes the cards special. I also, I wouldn't have minded if they were dual lands. Like, they kind of did a basic land secret layer with the Godzilla lands. So I kind of wanted to see like fetch lands or something like that with the Bob Ross art. I think that would have been really amazing. So, you know, oh yes, also they kind of, um, someone leaked or someone spoiled the two commander decks that are going to be released alongside Kaldheim, and one is going to be about elves, it would seem, and the other is going to be about phantoms. I don't know if there's going to be a new type, phantoms or phantasms, maybe, or if they're just going to be creature type spirit, so it might be an elves and spirit based deck. I'm not surprised to see phantoms or phantasms in Kaldheim. Kaldheim is based on Norse mythology, which does have a lot of rules governing the afterlife and what happens to you when you die. But also, Kaya is a part of the set, and Kaya is obviously a ghost assassin. She's a ghost hunter. She has a strong association with ghosts, both in the original conspiracy, where she kills Brago, I believe, and also in Ravnica, where she had some dealings with the Orzhov Guild, which is a guild controlled by ghosts or spirits. So I'm not surprised that there's going to be a ghost or spirit theme in Kaldheim once I saw that Kaya was going to be a huge part of the set. I'm also not surprised about the elves either, because elves are a kind of a staple of Norse mythology. I think they're one of the main races alongside humans and dwarves. I think elves are strongly associated with Norse mythology. Maybe we're gonna get dark elves again, like in Lauren. Maybe we're gonna see some elves associated with blue mana because they adapted to the ice and they've adapted to the cold. I also think giants is another creature type that we're going to see a lot of. Frost giants are obviously also a staple of Norse mythology, and it has been popularized by the Thor movies from Marvel. I think in one of the movies, the frost giants were a major villain, and so were the elves. Maybe I actually didn't really like the second Thor movie, so I haven't watched it in a long time. Obviously, the Thor one was better, but in my opinion, maybe you don't think so. So, what is Kaldheim going to be a tribal themed set, maybe with elves, giant, dwarves, and humans as and spirits as the five main tribes, I wouldn't be too shocked. It's been a short time since we. Well, no, actually, Zendikar Rising had many tribal themes as well, so it kind of would be unusual to follow up Zendikar Rising with another set that focuses on totally different tribes. Also, Zendikar Rising was class tribal, and this would be more like race tribal. So I don't know if they would. I don't know if they would go in that direction per se. They might have like small tribal themes or tribal themes, not just a couple of rares, or maybe as a limited theme. They could uh, they could do that. I would not be completely shocked. I also think we're going to see some more powerful vehicles in Kaldheim. I think we're going to see some really cool ships based on the fact that the Norse were very good seamen. They were very well adapted at navigating the oceans and navigating the water. So I think we're going to see some really cool vehicles flavored as boats. So maybe also, I think there's going to be dwarves in this set. And I think maybe there'll be an artifact theme. We saw in the packaging art that there is a person holding a hammer. You don't even see the person holding it, you just kind of see the arm with the hammer. So I would not be surprised to see an artifact or really an equipment theme in Kaldheim. So we'll see. Maybe this set won't really focus on anything too much. Maybe it'll just have a lot of different focuses that get all tied together more by flavor and mythology than mechanics. But again, we will have to see. So thanks guys for hearing some of the news that I wanted to share and get out there. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. So this is Magic with Class. I'm Jeremy Class, and I'm always reminding you to gather with class.